Hi, my name is Chy-Anne and today I will be doing a book review over Alice Walker's The Color Purple for my Literary and Research Methods course at Texas A&M University. So just to start off, before we got assigned to read the book, I had never heard of it and I had never knew that there was a movie or anything. So the whole thing was new to me. I didn't know anything about Alice Walker, and so I went in reading it with like a super open and clear mind with no other information other than what I was getting out of the book. With that being said, Alice Walker's The Color Purple is an epistolary novel, which means that the book is written through letters, and these letters are from the main character Celie, and she's actually writing to God. But this is kind of ironic to me because although she is writing to God, she has an internal struggle throughout most of the book where she's not really sure what she believes in anymore, because starting off, Celie had a really rough childhood. Her mother died, and on top of that, her stepfather raped her. She actually was pregnant twice, and she couldn't even have any of her own children anymore just because of all of the sexual abuse and everything. On top of that, she was always having to be the caretaker of everyone, especially when her stepfather, Pa, kind of like married her off to this character named Mister, and even then she was raped by him. Like on her marriage day, she was forced to have sex with him, but to her, having sex wasn't anything about intimacy or love. She just knew that as a woman, that's what she was supposed to do. She never really felt true love from any men in her life, which is why she started questioning her religious views. And Alice Walker even says, when I found out God was white and a man, I lost interest. And that is a main part of the book, because not only is it an oppressor, but also a man. And Celie really struggled with men in the way that they had been treating her. Over the course of the novel, Celie figures out that she sees God not as the stereotypical white man. She sees God in the trees. She sees God in the beauty of life. She doesn't see God in the way that she has always thought she did. And in a way, this brought her closer to him and made her realize that even though I can't see him, he is always with me. And this came into play whenever she had a conflict with Mister and finally stood up for herself. And this is after finding out that her sister Nettie had been writing letters to her the whole time that she had been away, and Mister had been hiding them from her. And she told him, I may be black, I may be a woman, and I may be ugly, but I am here. And this is important because I feel like personally the main theme of The Color Purple is the importance of finding oneself. Even though Celie has literally been through hell and back, she figures out that she can be whoever she wants to be, and men do not define her at all. There even comes a point in the novel where she has a sexual relationship with a woman, and I love that in this book there wasn't any kind of like homophobic moments. Even though the book is kind of set in like the 1930s time period, there was never any, oh my gosh, like she's having sex with a woman. It was about Celie discovering her sexuality and that she can love a woman, she could love a man, she can love whoever she wants to love. God is going to love her no matter what, and it doesn't matter what her past looked like because she has a clear future if she just keeps going on the right path. She eventually ends up making her own pant sewing business, which is great because earlier in the book, she was having to work and do all this stuff with like a dress, and people would say, why are you wearing a dress? Well, because she had to. But now that she's found her own self, she realizes she can do whatever she wants. She can sew if she wants to. She doesn't have to sew just because it's a woman hobby. She can do whatever she wants to in life. And I think that that's the main point of this whole novel. And not only that, but other characters find themselves as well. For example, Squeak, after she gets raped, it took having a serious thing happen to her for her to realize, like, I'm not Squeak. And she tells him, my name is Mary Agnes, and she doesn't want him to touch her. And the fact that she's reclaiming her time and realizing that she is whoever she wants to be, I think is really important. And in The Color Purple, I think the main thing to take out of it is that no matter what you go through from start to finish, you end your life however you want to end it. If you want to be successful, go out there and don't let your past define you. I mean, Celie was not meant to be happy. Like, the whole odds were against her, from being raped when she was young to being forced to marry someone she didn't love to having to take care of everybody else in her life. Finding out that she can do things on her own is what really changed her. And I think that's why I love The Color Purple so much, and I think that's why everyone can relate to it. And another theme is forgiveness. Not only did she have to forgive herself because she let herself feel so worthless for so long, but she also had to forgive other people for treating her the way they did. And for the readers, it's like, oh my gosh, how do all these people in the book forgive each other so quickly? But it's not even that. It's the fact that we struggle ourselves with our own terms, like in terms of forgiving other people. And so it kind of makes the readers think, well, forgiveness is a huge thing. And forgiveness doesn't mean that you're forgiving the other person necessarily. Forgiveness comes from within, and it means that you're doing it for yourself. And I think that's a major point to take from this book also. Overall, I would 10/10 recommend this book to everyone. I feel like a book review doesn't really show how powerful it is. And not only just how powerful it is, but how much time and effort you can see went into these characters and building their self-worth and self-confidence up. And I think that in reading this, you can always relate to something. Whether you're mad at the way they were treated or you're happy for them being able to find themselves, I think everyone can get emotionally attached to this book, and I would definitely recommend it. So thank you for watching my book review, and I hope you like it, and definitely read the book and watch the movie.